Hey everyone, Katie and Nate back with you again for another installment of the 3-Minute Fitness Friday Form Series. This week we are covering the deadlift. Now the deadlift is unrivaled in its capacity to increase total body strength in any sort of lifting regimen. We believe it should be regularly prescribed for athletes of all ages and abilities. No matter who you are, you should be able to deadlift, as it comes up in everyday life many times when you may not even realize it. And that takes us to the 3 principles of the deadlift. First being orthopedic safety. With any sort of lifting we're doing, mechanics and safety are number 1. We don't want you guys to get hurt, especially with the deadlift. It is important, but we are putting the back, or we could be putting the back in a precarious situation, so we want to make sure we are deadlifting correctly. 2 is functionality. Like the squat we covered last week, this comes up in many walks of life, whether that be picking up groceries off the ground, or maybe you're in the backyard lifting some mulch. You'll see the deadlift all over the place. And lastly is the mechanical advantage the deadlift provides for us, and that this is the best way to lift a heavy load off the ground in an efficient manner. So without further ado, we'll get over to Katie and get us to the deadlift form we're looking to see here.
Yep, all right, Nate's gonna be my model again, so we'll get right into it. So just starting out here, his feet and hips are in a natural stance. Feet are right under the hips there. As he goes down to grab the bar, he is in a symmetrical grip, overhand grip, just slightly outside of his legs. You may sometimes see an alternate grip, but most likely we're just gonna be working with that overhand grip here at 3MF. A couple things to note: the bar is nice and close to his shins. It is right over his shoelaces. His shoulders are slightly over the bar, just by maybe an inch or so. His chest is up and inflated. His gaze is ahead. Those shoulders are down and back. Core is tight. Tricep, lats are engaged. Everything is engaged. He's loaded the glutes and the hamstrings. So as we start to travel up, that bar stays nice and close to him. And then we'll come back down. And now we'll switch to a side view just to help you guys see this a little bit better. So again, coming down, you'll see from a side angle all of the things that I just mentioned. The weight is in the heels. And 2 things really important to note here as we watch him do this deadlift. 1, the bar, like I said, is nice and close to his body, and it is going in a straight path up and down. It is not going any crazy wonky away from him or anything like that. It is nice and close to him, and it's straight up and down, not passing over his knees or anything crazy like that. The second key thing is that his hips and his shoulders rise at the same rate. So see how they lift, and then once you get past your knees, obviously your shoulders have a little further to go. So that's another really important thing. Sometimes we see people lift their hips first and then finish the move with that upper body, but you want everything coming up at the same rate. And lastly, I guess I had a third thing, is really paying attention to that spine. We want to maintain that nice neutral spine the entire time. We don't want to see any rounding in the back. We're not just like bending over to pick up a pencil. We're picking up large, heavy loads. So we want to make sure we have that nice neutral spine, protecting the back, and really trying to use our glutes and hamstrings and a little bit of those lower back muscles as well. Anything else?
I think that about covers it. Thank you, Katie, for that wonderful explanation. And we will see you guys back here next week for the 3rd installment of the 3-Minute Fitness Friday Form Series. Thanks, guys.
Yep, see you next time.